yo, label boy, you in the scope right now.
I feel like I should be wearing like a bright yellow hat.
And you won't like the aftermath of what I write down.
We are really looking like some Mario and Luigi motherfuckers right now.
That's what I'm saying.
You Mario looking motherfucker.
It like just doesn't look very serious. Hold on, I gotta get a lighter.
I ain't gonna get a lighter.
I got one.
I just smoked a J just because having this like sinus thing for like a week now, like the best medicine has been just sparking up. You know, it's instantaneous relief.
Oh yeah.
So
I had a sinus thing fucking for 2 weeks last week.
2 weeks weekend.
It was last week, but it was for 2 weeks long. I went to babysit my niece. She's about to be 2. And she had like a little cough or some shit. And I just didn't think anything of it. And she was coughing all up in my face. It like supercharged it, got me really sick. And then I've been sick. I had like that sinus thing for 2 weeks, bro. And at first I just had like a little cough. I didn't think anything of it. But then my head hurt so goddamn bad. Like I actually like couldn't do anything because if I got up, it fucking felt like I was getting my world rocked. If I bent over. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that shit was real. It was scaring me because I don't really get sick even though I have Lyme.
For me, I think it was an allergy thing versus someone coughing in my face. But it was only like debilitating for a weekend, for last weekend. And I just like I didn't get any work done. I just like laid in my bed most of the day. But it's
another
like
reason
this whole
children
week.
are whack because they give you disease, vectors for disease, bro.
But this is what I don't get. What's the deal with that? Like, okay, so you're a baby. So say you're a baby. You're a baby, right?
All right.
You're just a baby.
Sure.
And babies are more vulnerable to disease because they're babies, right? So they get sick, but do they like supercharge it? And then when it gets to me, it's like my body's like, dude, that went through the baby. That shit's like that's 2.0 version of the
because they're crawling around everywhere and putting their hands in their mouth, and anything they pick up off the floor in their mouth, like that's why they be.
But think about it, bro. The disease needed a smaller vessel to like go 1v1. You know,
It
needed to train. It needed a challenge to overcome before it was ready to enter your worm body. You know, so we
lost you for a sec.
You lost me?
Yeah, you're good though. It just was like 2 seconds.
Oh, okay. Their worm body. You know what I'm saying? So, or I mean, not their worm body, your worm body. But I'm saying, okay, I lost my train of thought. That threw me off. I'm saying the baby was basically the Matrix Kung Fu scene for your sinus cold.
Right. It learned. It went in there and it was like, have you heard of...
The disease said, I know Kung Fu, and the baby said, show me.
Like the disease came in and it was just like a regular chiller cold. And then it like went in there and it was like, here, this is what the plague does. And then it
they're like, we're gonna give you a grown man, so you got to be ready to just really make his life miserable. This isn't a baby. You're not trying to kill it, but grown man,
baby's just
go
there
hard.
Dojo. It's just the dojo. The baby's there to get to yeah. My sister though, and the mother of the child, got like really fucking sick, dude. She had double pink eye, double ear infection, and had like the same kind of like sinus thing, like. And she had it for like 2.5 weeks.
Double ear infection, double pink eye.
I've never even heard of that.
I think I was turning into a leper.
After I chilled with the kid too. Like we all got different versions. Like that. Like it must have been like all of these diseases just must have met up and just was like, all right. My parents didn't get sick. My Bella just said in the background, my parents didn't get sick. She got sick. My sister got sick, and I got sick, and it was just like this like.
Double pink eye and double ear infection.
And double ear infection. It's like you're 5.
You're turning into fucking not is it Helen Keller? Yeah, Helen Keller. You're fucking going deaf and dumb, bro. Like that's insane. That's insane.
I did not think you were gonna say.
Well, it happens. You get her and Frank mixed up, don't you?
No.
So I had Helen Keller ready, and I thought, well, am I about to say Anne Frank? But I didn't.
You want to know what's funny is when you first said her name, I was like, wait, is that the one hiding in the attic?
Yeah.
Which one is Helen Keller? I understand they're like the same brand. And
Tony literally thought I was talking about Anne Frank. I'm right.
Why are they like the same brand? That's like the same type Pokemon.
Right.
Dude,
like I get
Nick
it.
Mullen,
Like, dude,
Nick Mullen
I
has a
why.
joke about that in his special about how like the only women you learn about in history are Helen Keller, Anne Frank, and Amelia Earhart.
Not the
and
airplane.
Buck, how was your day? You got Wi-Fi set up just now?
Oh Jesus!
What happened?
Christmas. It didn't even fix anything. I just ran an internet speed test and everything's still the same. So whatever. I'm gonna have to go to I call them battles when I deal with the cable company. They're straight up battles. I've had a feud with them for years. My dad too. Like again, it definitely comes from my father because they're just motherfuckers. They don't want to talk to you in person. They want to bring you in like a fucking loop of all these goddamn like automated service bullshit. But for this, I was not getting actually the upload speed that I deserved, which most people are worried about their download speed. So my download speed was fine, but since I do stream, upload speed is very important. And I should be getting double of what I get. And I'm not. And I'm dropping mad streams, and it's like just like, it's how it is when you're having technical difficulties when you're streaming. It's fucking ass.
Yeah.
So they tried to fix it from their end. They said that everything was fine from their end. So what I'd have to do is just come in and drop off the router. I was like, all right, fuck it. So I went today. I didn't want it to go. It sucked. I brought all these parts in. Bro, I'm standing there. I'm first online. There's 3 people getting helped. I'm not even kidding you. This is so funny. I'm standing there, and then as I'm waiting there, just minding my own business, I'm like, you know what? Let me check my phone real quick. I check my phone. I'm sending a text. And then as I'm sending a text, a woman, this older white woman, like scoots by me and she goes, "What are you, asleep?" Looks at me and I go, "What?" And then she goes right in front of me and takes the spot. And I'm like in shock. And then there's this other woman, this black woman who's behind me. She looks at me and she goes, "I'm sorry." She goes, "Number 9 was open." And I kind of thought that she was like siding with this woman. I was like, God damn it. Like, what the hell? Like, I get it. I fucking missed it. And she was like, "But that was horrible." I was like, honestly, lady, I really don't have the time for it. I don't have the time today.
That makes it better, though. That was nice.
I'm just chilling. Go get it. She can just do her thing. I'm not going to disturb my peace for it. Normally, I would have bit her head off, but it was just mad funny. And it was just funny that this woman was just there. Yeah, it was nice. And then I got my new router. I just put it together. It took way too fucking long, and I still get the same results. So there you go. Boom.
Bro, I forgot something crazy happened to me fucking yesterday. The fucking cop shit. Did you see that?
That was
right?
nuts.
So,
okay,
dude, so I'm going into the city to run some errands, and I go to the train station. Apparently, I read this later. Someone had gotten hit by the train. Because I go into the DeKalb station. You ever walk into the train station and it's never a good sign when there's people standing, like when you go into the train station, you don't want to see people who are not moving. The first thing you see when you look down, you don't want to see people standing at the bottom of the stairs. Because with the trains, the last step that you can see is never the last step you have to take. There's another like curve or two before you get down. So if there's someone halfway up the stairs standing, looking into the train station like that, and then you walk into the train station and there's 2 people like standing outside the ticket booth looking into the train station, and you go in and the train stopped, but no one's in a rush to get on. Yeah. And you go into the ticket booth and you think, oh, okay, this is like, we're just like waiting for a reset or some shit here. And then like 15 firefighters start walking by me. and they're carrying crowbars and wooden wedges and all these weird things and stretchers and
Jesus.
So I'm filming it.
What happened, dude?
Yeah, I think someone got hit by the train and fell under it.
That's really horrible.
Yeah, because what happened is they started buzzsawing. You know the chain between the cars, where if you walk between the cars, there's like a chain that's like holding, not holding, but it's just kind of
what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
They were sawing those in half for some reason. They were like sawing at that part of the train, and sparks were flying. I mean, it was like they were really buzzsawing this fucking train. They were really cutting into it, and that cop told me to move, and just as I was filming them, told me to move and grabbed my elbow, like stern. Like hard, you know, like seriously grabbed it. And, you know, a fucking pig putting its hoof on my fucking body. I can't think of anything more disgusting. So I piped up and got that little, it was amazing though, because I was like, got his badge number, but then I looked back. And he was like, Valencia. He said his last name. I know.
When he said that, I was like, you're such a prick, bro.
It was crazy. And that guy's been a fucking subway cop for 20 years. So, you know, I'm not envious.
Got like 25 complaints too.
Yeah, he's just, his life is misery.
I saw his rap sheet, which is hilarious, but I don't even know. Like,
yeah.
That's just
cool guy, it was just whack, and it was fun because I immediately posted it on TikTok because I was excited to see what it would do. Got taken down though, I think for harassment, which makes sense because I did put his full name and then like screenshots of his record to a crowd of 1 million people. It is
public information.
So in my opinion, I think it should have stayed up, but hey, it's still up on Instagram and YouTube. But hey, that was just kind of crazy. But dude, lots of shit going on. Have you been following this rap beef at all, Buck? Do you care about that at all? Do either of you care about that? So
it's mad funny. I do actually care, but I haven't really been listening to a lot of it because from what I've understood, like I heard Kendrick's first verse, and then I heard J. Cole's verse, and that was weird. And then Drake, and then there was like that AI Kendrick song that came out that I'm not sure is real or not, which I'm pretty sure isn't real. And then Drake posting like weird ass, like goofy ass shit on his Instagram. And then really, it just I don't know. It's funny as it sounds. This is very complex. It sounds corny to say, but it is very complex.
It is.
And like, because then you're watching the beefs. What real beef's happening? Quote, real beef's happening, right? Rick Ross is now in the mix, sending like actually like focused attack on Drake, right? Which is crazy. It's not incredibly great. The beats are good. I don't know why he's beefing with Rick Ross, or Rick Ross is beefing with him. His best songs are with Rick Ross, or Rick Ross's best songs are with Drake. It's kind of like stupid. But everyone's like getting this opportunity to dunk on Drake, and Drake is such a cornball that the fact that people are even putting this much time into the rebuttal for him I think is hilarious. But he's won rap beefs before, so there's mad hype on this like second one, and Kendrick's involved, and Kendrick's the king. But it's just weird. I think some of it's kind of like sad in a way too, where you see other rappers who are not even directly involved and are just like rebuttaling for no fucking reason. It's like even like Lupe's had so much there's so much Lupe discourse right now, and it's just like I'm watching and I'm just like, dog, just like settle down. Like, dude, I liked your music. I still respect you, but like you're such a salty dog, and there's nothing worse in any industry but then coming off like you're salt.
He's too old to be doing all that, man.
Facts. It's so weird. But I don't know. Like Drake came out with a song today, right? Right? Didn't Drake come out with a song today?
I hadn't heard about that.
His official diss track is now out as a single on like all DSPs, all platforms. Like it's gonna be on the radio and shit now. So
I haven't heard it. Did you listen to it?
So that one that came out today. Have you listened?
Oh,
to it?
I heard it before. I heard it when it was just the first version. I've been fucking dude. I'm unemployed. I've been glued to this. So I heard the first version before it was the version it is now. The Boy Wonder version. I heard like the version that people thought was AI, and then like academics got sent the real version. Yeah, I've been following this pretty closely, but then I did get very bored when the Rick Ross thing started to become the center of it. I'm just like, dude, I don't care. You're Rick Ross. Like, Rick Ross is just going to give you Rick Ross. Like,
it's just weird, bro.
I haven't been on a journey with Rick Ross for 10 years, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's a weird guy. I think he's completely a character. Like, honestly, like, I'm not even trying to sound like that. Like, and maybe he's not, but I think that is like one of the most like, he's like a mascot almost in a way, in my opinion. Like, he doesn't even really have, he doesn't seem that real. And then like his whole background with him being like a CO, it's like so strange. Like, I saw a video of him on Twitter of him like at like some sort of like CO celebration. And he's like walking down a line and they're all like singing their song and he's like dancing and he's got like no beard and he looks like such a, like a flub. He's like so corny looking. And it's just like, bro, that wasn't that long ago. Like, what are you? Like, what are you? And like, you know what I mean? And not to say that I don't think that about that Drake, for me, I'm like, what's your fucking credibility? I don't know. And who am I? I'm just some fucking
gonna start your own beef
the
with
Rick
him.
Ross CO thing for me is like, it's so funny because it's like a shitty job. Like, it's not like he was even a cop or something. It was like he literally was a guard at a prison, probably like because I don't know, that was like his best prospect at the time. But yeah, I'll say this, like, the multiple people being involved in the beef really dilutes it for me. Like,
it's weird
when it's not two clear sides or two clear camps. You know, the J. Cole apologizing shit, like all of this is just, and how fast everything's moving. The AI thing is making it the absolute wackest shit ever. The AI is ruining it for me because now literally like we're dealing with problems we didn't think would exist, bro.
Well,
like you can't tell if a song's AI or not. It's ridiculous.
On that note, I mean, this is not really on AI, but it involves AI, but it's just like the way that the media is catching this, like social media is catching this, is just making this so much weirder. Like when it happened, when Drake and Meek Mill had their beef, social media did its thing, but like it was super focused, but this is like mega hyper focused in a way, in a weird way, where it's like we're like flipping the story quicker than we've ever flipped it, and which is so scary, honestly. And yeah, I think like you know, it's so stupid where it's like, yeah, wait till it's like a show. It's like, wait till Metro Boomin gets that sneak Pusha T verse. And it's just like, what are we talking about? Is this like SmackDown Raw? Like, are we like trying to wait? Oh my God, Busta Rhymes I saw him hanging out with Drake last night and he's got a verse against Drake tonight. Like, you know what I mean? It just sounds so fucking corny. Like, and it's like anything can happen. It's like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna shoot each other? Like, it's not like a real rap beef like when it was fucking
that's why
back in the 90s when like Tupac and Biggie, it's like they're just gonna be like, I'm rich as fuck. What about you? Oh, your house looks like a TikTok millionaire's house. It's like,
right.
I cannot relate, dog. What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, his language, right? Weird. As like a 36-year-old man is so icky.
Which one?
Drake.
Okay, yeah. I haven't heard his song.
Grab my vape 1 sec.
Wait, Tony, shut the fuck up real quick. Shut the fuck up, Tony.
My bad.
Right. I forgot to introduce the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Woken Boke. Boom! Episode 204 to be exact. I'm Connor Boyd, one of the 3 hosts of Woken Boke currently. And I am joined, as always, with my friends Tony, motherfucking Harold, and the one, the only, the Worm God, Worm King himself, Young Buck Nation. Get on your feet. Buck is in the building.
Yes, sir. Damn, I like that fucking intro. Woo! Ow! Sorry.
Tell me if this is dumb, but like I feel like part of what this whole situation was predicated on was the big three, right? People like call Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole the big three, but I feel like including J. Cole in that is like including like, you know, you have like LeBron, MJ, and then like
not even Kobe, like
not
Giannis
even Kobe.
Or
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like being like big three: LeBron, MJ, Giannis.
Right.
That's like that's what it's like
for
me.
what? For Drake?
No, for J. Cole.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, this is the thing. J. Cole. I think J. Cole just should have left him. He can rap. I started to love him way later on in my life, which is at this point, like I would say, like 5 or 10 years ago, which is not that much later, but you know, in the last decade of my life. And I really liked him. I never thought he was better than Kendrick. You know, I always thought he had really corny music, objectively corny music that I would say outwardly.
Fool me one time, shame on
I thought he
you.
was getting better. I thought he's been getting better. I would say that he's probably one of the best rappers that are out right now before this beef. And it's not that the beef changed it, but like seeing him like do that like backtrack, like I get it. Like I honestly like maybe there's some respect there, but it also just is like goofy, weird shit. Like,
yeah, it's just weird. Bro. Dude, it's like doing a UFC promo and then like at the fight coming out in your trunks and be like, guys, why don't we just love each other? Why don't we just appreciate each? It's like, what? You've been hitting the bag for weeks, like talking shit. What do you fucking mean? And not weeks, years. Like
it's
the reason you did songs with 21
cool.
Savage, you know, even 5 years ago, was to show that you can rap your ass off with anybody on anything. And he was.
And he has great projects too. Like, I don't know, like I can't, it's like hard not to diminish somebody and like kind of like be reducive when you're talking, when they're like, something like very like just corny comes out. And you know, he's done mad corny things in the past. When he had that beef with No Name, that was like one of the most like weird things, like corny guy things you could ever do. He's like rapping to her and he's like, I could tell by her tone that she's upset with me, but I'm not as smart. You know, he's like saying that he's like, I'm not as smart as people think I am. But basically, like she basically called him out, like made a verse or even publicly said something about him being like a fake smart rapper, and like and then he made a whole song about it. And the song is good, but the content, like the actual rapping, like of what he's saying is not good. Like it is like, and that was like 3 years ago. And it's just like, you really are soft as hell. Like, I don't even know. Like, and so am I, but like, it's just like, you're like, what are you saying, bro? The worst song he has of all time is, oh my God, what is it? It's a song about him having sex for the first time, and it is so bad. Yeah. It's like when he was like 28. Wet Dreams. That song is horrible.
I know that. I was thinking of a different
horrible
song. Yeah.
That song is horrible. Wet Dreams is so bad.
I posted that on my story.
The album. You're just listening. You're just
listening
to
it. Have you ever had sex before?
And then that song comes in. And it's just like, what, dude? How old are you?
Was his last album even any good?
What's it called? Might Delete Later.
Middle Child, or is it
Mid Delete Later?
That song is good.
Mid Delete Later.
Oh, Might Delete Later. That one I didn't listen to.
Me neither. I listened to the disc though.
Oh wait, there's a new one. I'm talking about the previous one.
That's where the diss is. The diss is on.
Yeah,
but
Tony, it only came on. Oh, wait, it's a mixtape too. Technically, it's not an album.
Yeah, his last one was.
It says it's an album on Spotify.
It was like whatever came after Certified Lover Boy.
Might Delete Later, J. Cole. The off
Even that
season.
name is
The
whack
off
as hell.
season. May 14th, 2021.
No.
That's a. You know what's funny? The off
Where
season
is
is a
it?
dope album cover. Like that's at least fire. You know. Like
He did Revenge, dude. KOD was good. At first, I didn't like it, but I really did like it after a while. But then looking back at it, just like you're talking down to these other rappers, and you just still sound so corny now. Like you're weird,
dude.
don't know.
All of these.
J. Cole is just a little.
with
All
KOD,
of these peaked at number one. Every one of his albums peaked at number one on the charts.
wow.
Mhm.
That's fucking insane. I'm looking at this. Each one.
Bro, he dropped Born Sinner the same day as Jesus.
For all the dogs, that's the one I was talking about.
That's insane.
Yeah,
bro.
his fan
He
base
dropped
is
Born Sinner the
crazy.
same day as Jesus is wild.
KOD is the reason is kind of like the reason I don't like him is because like so he like comes out like he has some sort of concept for it. Like KOD, you know, I can't remember. Maybe the hook is something sort of conceptual, but then in the verses, he's just like, "Tip of the iceberg, tip of Titanic." I'm the, you know, and then he's just like talking about he's like, you know, the number one rapper or something. It has nothing to do with like, I guess he has this faux like concept, or like faux intellectuality, like you know, Kendrick-esqueness.
It's interesting because my brother-in-law is a really good hip hop producer. He produced a very, very, very well-known rapper. He's not an underground rapper, but he's like sat at the table with some big boys. He doesn't do it anymore now that he's got a kid. And him and I have talked about it quite a bit, especially KOD. And it's just like he really likes J. Cole, and he's like a person that's like one of those people that's really hard to like turn somebody on to. Like, you know, he's like studied rap his whole life. Like he's like, I don't know if you ever met like one of those like hip hop
A backpacker,
like really like knows his shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he thinks like it just seems like even Kendrick, any of these rappers might not be as like conscious as you really think they are. And like I think that maybe we know that, but I think a lot of people don't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're not like these like shamans, you know what I mean? And I think that there is some rappers that are and have been, but I don't necessarily think that they are currently either of them, you know? And I don't know if there is somebody right now that's really like that. It'd be tough for me to say. I think that like, no, fuck out of here. Oh my God. I thought you were being serious. I was like,
no.
That just changed my whole view on you.
No.
No, yeah, I think
I love flaming him.
I think especially in the last couple of years, just in general, like if not the last like 5 years even, I feel like people have just kind of like it's resonated more with people that, especially since the pandemic. I think celebrity has kind of transformed in its meaning, especially if you're like an artist. I feel like at a point, like things are going to get to a place where people just don't always want to hear rich music. They want to hear introspective music with content. I never finished Mr. Morale, but as I understand it, he was trying to do that. I'll have to listen to that album at some other time, some other day. Reapproach it sometime.
It's good.
Yeah, no,
It's
I really want to give it its fair due because I do think there's I mean, he makes great art. Like I see him as an artist. I really do. I don't, and I think you're right. I think some people think they get too like invested in it. And I think that's partially why his mystique is so well done. Because it kind of limits, like he's not out here being preachy and shit. Like he's not out here like constantly speaking his mind, going on podcasts and shit and like bothering people with his thoughts. He's just putting it all in the art, which I appreciate. Right. But yeah, anyways, we'll see if Kendrick responds and fucking, I just read a headline where Maul from the Rory and Maul podcast thinks that Kendrick might only respond in an album that's coming out next month, maybe, which would be wild.
He's having an album come out next month?
That'd be a quick turnaround.
Yeah, I'm actually writing an article right now, and I was just getting to the part about the Mr. Morale. I'm basically writing an article about how I was turned off from the album when it first came out, but how this like beef has kind of like reminded me of Kendrick's effect on culture and music, and how he could redeem himself with a better project. And that I also like intend to go reapproach Mr. Morale and kind of take it for what it is, its flaws and all. So that's kind of what I'm in the middle of writing. But it's possible he might put out. It's possible he might put out an album in May, which would be crazy because he put out that Mr. Morale was April 18th. Literally, that's fucking crazy. It's April 19th. He announced Mr. Morale April 18th of 2022. So it's pretty nuts. And then The Heart Part 5 came out May 8th. So in a couple weeks. And then the album.
That's my birthday.
The album dropped on like the 15th or 13th or something. Wow, it dropped on your birthday that year. That's crazy. That's a lit birthday. Yeah.
Thanks.
It's a lit birthday. But yeah.
What was I going to say? The only person, I mean, we can move on from this too, but the only person that I would say that would be considered like a shaman level person in the industry like that is probably like Andre 3000. It's like the only person. And he still it might just be like a lot of fucking smoke and mirrors, to be honest. Like,
yeah, I don't know him really. I know he lives in New York though. He lives in like Greenwich Village or Brooklyn or something like that.
Oh no shit.
He put out like an instrumental album recently.
Yeah,
you guys hear that?
Oh, bro, my friend Oakley went to his concert. It was insane.
Nice.
My friend went.
That's awesome.
He did a full flute album. He went to it was in a cathedral in New York, like an old Gothic cathedral. Everybody had to take their phones and put them in these like bags. No one could have their phones out. And there was like 2 levels. There was stained glass everywhere. And Oakley got there and he was ripped out of his mind. And he said that he got there early and he talked to the guy that was at the door. He's like, yo, where would you sit if you were in here? He's like, if I were you, he's like, everyone's going to think sitting up front's the best. He's like, but if you want to get the best like overall show, he's like, sit in the front row of the top of like the balcony and you can look right down onto it. It's going to be nuts. And he's like, all right. So he did. I think Oakley also took like a full tab. Wow. And was by himself. He always goes to shows by himself. He's wild. And he said he was insane. He was like, it was the craziest show I've ever been to. It was wild. Like he was playing all these fucking different flutes. There was a full band. There was visuals. There was a part where he told everyone to make their own animal noises. He said that's when he was like peaking. He was like, I was doing like an elephant noise and with my eyes closed.
I love that, man. I love
like if that's not shaman.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Strong point. Yeah. Just
You're
let
leaving?
the flute.
Come here, give me a kiss.
That's so nuts.
Just let the flute guide you.
Real quick.
What I would give to experience
Have a good
that.
day at work, honey. Oh yeah, no, that sounds like transformative. I don't even think I'd be the same person. I'd probably have to restart my life. Thank you,
Dude. Speaking of transformative. What did you think of that trailer for Transformers 1?
I knew you were going to say that. Great
Transformers, robots.
I have a lot to say, but I don't want to eat up because I want to hear what you have to say. But I'll start off with a little bit. One, I'm happy about the fact that it was animated. I'll just start with that.
Mm-hmm.
2, I'm not very happy with the fact that we're kind of like doing this like very, very like generic, like it's like these like it feels like 2 cops are getting together. That's what it feels like. I don't know how to explain it. It has like that feeling of like this hijinksy, which is fine. But I don't know, like is this gonna be very lore accurate? Like it looks like cutesy, like I don't know. Like when I watched the trailer, I was like, oh, okay. I'm not mad at this, but this is not what I really wanted at all. Like, I don't want this movie, but like, it looks
this
okay.
visually looks fucking like
I'm happy visually, honestly.
The special effects they've put towards this, I feel you, because if this is an origin story, it's like, why not do this at like the height of some kind of cool ass war where Optimus Prime,
Right.
like, why not just make a Transformers movie? I understand that.
It is cool to see them because like that is heavy lore. Like Orion, what is it? Pax Orion. That's his
Orion
name.
Pax.
Orion Pax. That's Optimus's for real name before he gets the Matrix.
Orion Pax.
Yeah, PAX.
And he gets the Matrix of Hope. Is that what it's called?
Leadership.
Matrix
of Leadership. Yeah.
And he becomes a Prime. Like that's cool, and I think that they're gonna get there at the end, but it just like, and then did you see where they showed Bumblebee's like, but you call me B, or we'll call you B or whatever. I was like,
he was like, I'm thinking of I mean, he was like, he goes, I my name's B127, but I'm thinking of trying a new name, Badassatron, except it's pronounced like Badassatron, and I was like, all right, so it is gonna be sort of like, I don't know. It's getting like the Mario Bros.
That's how it felt.
It's
felt
getting
like
that
Mario.
treatment. Which is Mario basically being put into like a modern Pixar film. You know?
This is what it really feels like too. If I'm gonna just fucking take a super hot take on what I think it is that you're right. That's 100% true. Is that they're going this way, and then I think that they're realizing that the IP. The movies aren't that good, haven't been that good, but the IP still does good, and it appeals to who? Children.
Kids.
Like really, children love it.
And it has a ton of legs, and they have not like utilized it.
Right, and it's just like, okay, like
kids are gonna buy toys.
We're either gonna pander to the people who liked the movie, what's it called movie, the first Michael Bay movie.
Yeah.
Right, it's Bay. Or we're gonna pander to the original, the OGs, who are old and like are
gonna be dead
between
in
30
years.
to like 60 years old. Yeah. Or we're gonna pander to the kids who are actually gonna be buying a lot of toys too. And like we can just make more toys and just rope them in even more. That's kind of how it feels like they're kind of squeezing every bit of this IP out. And that kind of makes me upset. It does look good though. Like I tweeted about it. I was like, I'll tell you what I said. Yeah. And I think I boiled it down kind of nicely. Hold on, what did I say? I said, this movie looks like a fart in a stick. No, I didn't say that. I said Transformers 1 looks fun, but kind of just feels a little bit like they're squeezing every last drop out of this IP. I don't even think the movie looks bad even, but it might even be really good. Feels weird. Maybe they'll revitalize the series with a fully animated production. You know, like that's kind of how I feel about it. Cause like that's what I want. That's what I've been saying since the first time I was on the show with you guys, is that it just needs to not be about humans at all. Like it needs to be cool.
That's true. That is true.
It needs to be cool, stylized fire animation and war and good lore, and it could be an amazing IP. Like I know you get this, Tony, but like it really could be like a Lord of the Rings level, like cool fucking fire story. Like, and it really could, justice.
Well, the hope is, I think, like, yeah, you know, like what Connor said, why don't you like drop it into like the fucking height of like the Autobot Decepticon war, and like, but I would think if they're smart, that will be like the third movie, or you know, even the second movie, or you know,
I mean, they're calling it Transformers 1. That's really interesting,
right? Yeah, so it's like it kind of implies that it's just the beginning.
I just hope it gets darker, because the story is dark, and like the ending with the Unicron saga is just like such a dark and wild story that to see it be done in like a really like cool medium, like even in that type of style that they're doing, I hope it's like done really well, because there is so much the 80s movie is done so well, obviously with the animation's unbelievable, and so is like the voice. There's like 10 fucking amazing voice actors in it, and like fucking fully filled, accoladed actors that are part of that film. I would love to see something like that happen again, you know, like
I mean, there are a lot of big names in this film.
Yes, there is. You're right. You're right.
Not, none of them.
Someone made a tweet recently.
Voice actors. Yeah,
that was like Yeah, who is Chris Hemsworth playing this?
Hold on,
Optimus.
I'm gonna look at it right now.
Yeah, he plays Optimus, and it's like his voice isn't the best. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like,
well, it's like an American. He's not doing his Australian, which is funny. So
yeah, it
it's
just
like, it's
kind of
hard to
sounds
recognize
weak.
it.
And it's like someone on Twitter was like, "Bring back voice actors," and I feel like the industry's at a place where they can't hire. They have to hire. They have to do the Shrek thing where they hire like celebrities to be all the voices instead of like Frank, whatever the fuck his name is, and such, like, or just people of that level of skill, because like voice actors can sound insane. It's like you've seen video game trailers, you know it. It's like,
I mean, I wasn't crazy about the Megatron voice. He's like, "Oh, we are so screwed." I was like,
yeah, it's Brian Tyree Henry.
we are so screwed. Wait, isn't Bryan Cranston in this or no? No,
I
didn't know that.
John Hamm's in it. Lawrence Fishburne, Keegan-Michael Key,
ScarJo,
Steve Buscemi's in it.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fucking.
It's just like, oh man, dude, I don't know. Looking at this doesn't make me feel any better either, to be honest. Like, what's his name's had the Optimus's voice is as iconic as any voice. Like, Kevin Conroy is the most iconic fucking Batman of all time. Like, him dying is crazy. Fucking Peter Cullen's Optimus is like, literally gives me fucking goosebumps when I hear him talk. Like, when he gives an interview or when he does the voice and turns it on, it's like, whoa. And I get that he's young and the voice. I hope that it switches to him though, because my man doesn't have that much time left. And if they don't put him on another fucking
real shit,
sick ass Transformers IP, I'll be sick,
bruh. The special effects now, like just the computer. It's like they don't. He looks really good and not great at the same time. Like it's gotten to a point where. Like this shot of them, if you look into like a minute 48 into the trailer, they're all falling off and like some cliffside. And there's like this hyper realistic sheen to like the metallic like plates all over them from the sun bouncing off of it. And it's just like, it's like we've mixed like shit trying to look hyper like reality with like the most fantastical looking shit ever, and it just looks really flat. It can look really flat. It doesn't always look bad. Like this would still be fun like in the summertime to like get Bleezerton and then like
100%.
Yeah, I don't really. I'm really. I'm watching the trailer right now, and it's not making me feel great.
Just looks like a video game. It doesn't, it looks like a video game trailer.
I just don't understand it. Like, okay, bro, like,
but
Tony,
it looks good. I mean, it does look good.
Like, as somebody who really likes Transformers and I love lore, and like sometimes I ignore a lot of lore when there's a ton of lore like fucking Transformers does, but it's like, bro, Megatron is a fucking bastard. Like, he is so evil. And like, what do we get? Like, what, like, at the end of this, he's just gonna like, at the end of this, he's just gonna say like, what couldn't he do to make him look so malicious at the end of this? Like at the end of this, he's just gonna say like something horrible. Like I don't even know. He's gonna be like, "Suck it, Optimus.
Trans people are illegitimate."
Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna just like drop like an F-bomb and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, he is evil. Oh, he's evil."
Fuck this dude, man.
I mean, hopefully it's not just. I mean, it just depends on the quality of the writing. Like, are they gonna make his fall to evil like? Legitimate,
if producers had any balls anymore, they would do this. Like,
bro, he's
what
a
happened to
gun.
Movies where, like, dude, Bradley Cooper when he first came out, people thought he was fucking evil just because he was so good at acting like a shithead. Because people actually wrote bad people, like evil people. Now it's like it's literally too offensive to describe an evil person in fiction now.
Bro,
like, it's crazy,
bro. Megatron is a gun. He's a fucking gun. He's a straight up pistol. Like, he's a pistol. He's the only Transformer that seems to get smaller for no reason, just so anybody can pick him up and shoot him. Like, he's a fucking like.
He likes to be touched.
Think about that. Everyone else, like a truck, like I can haul stuff, or like a taxi cab.
You guys are forgetting about.
He's like, I want to be a guy. Like, what an asshole.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he shrinks quite
And
a bit.
Soundwave is a big evil
Yeah.
motherfucker too, even though he is a goddamn cassette player.
He's my favorite Transformer.
Soundwave in
same
the
here.
80s cartoon where it's like, isn't it going through like that?
Vocali- yeah.
Yeah. Sick, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the
Dude,
most,
yeah, like-
second most iconic voice.
Who,
For sure.
Soundwave?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So sick that are really good producers named
And
Soundwave, too.
I would say him and Starscream are pretty. I mean, Starscream's voice is so iconic, bro.
Yeah, that's good.
He's like,
It's hilarious too. He's just a fucking Goomba.
Bro, in the movie, in the 80s movie, it's the coronation Starscream, which I have actually.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, he's on the ground. Oh no.
Dude, what the fuck?
What the frig? This is coronation Starscream.
Yeah,
He's got this
dude.
crown.
He's
Yo,
missing his
Connor, he
cape.
wears this crown for like maybe like 10 seconds. He's like, all of these like Muppet little Decepticons around him. It's after they think Megatron's dead. They kick him off the fucking Astro train because he's dead weight and he's dying. And then he gets picked up by Unicron and turned into Galvatron, which is just like the strongest version of Megatron. He's like decked out with this whole squad of scary fucking
And he's
Galvatron
purple.
soldiers. He's purple.
I'm watching it right now. He just shot the trumpets out of their mouths.
Oh, bro, dude, just listen
Yeah.
to what he says to him. It's so funny. He says the funniest shit. I gotta.
What's he
watch it,
saying
too.
here? A plane just flew. Who disrupts my coronation?
This is it.
This is bad comedy.
Bad comedy. It rocks.
He blasted his ass. Yeah, this
Trying to
movie
be
rules.
best.
I remember when we watched this movie when we were hanging out. Shit was
Oh,
fire.
yeah.
You or
Dude, yeah, that's yeah, we were together, right?
okay.
Us two.
Yeah, I was making him a sandwich and it was on TV. It was
Fire.
yeah,
I mean, this
I
movie
think-
will not be nearly as good as that movie just because they don't have the I wonder if we're gonna see any violent deaths of Transformers. Of named
No.
characters.
only Michael Bay has been brave enough to depict such evil.
Well, I mean, freaking it happened in the 80s movies though. Like freaking Prowl and,
Yeah, but
and
that's
Brawn and
cartoons.
Ratchet
That-
and Ironhide all get absolutely Kentucky fried from the inside out because they get shot by Megatron's gun. And you see like smoke coming out of their eyes.
And Optimus gets fucking murked, bro. Optimus gets killed he gets stabbed in the chest
In
not
the
an
movie
instant.
or
He
in
gets-
He doesn't die instantly though.
instantly, but he still gets stabbed in the chest.
Yeah, it's violent, yeah.
Crazy that.
remember when they like resurrect him in the
Yeah.
Michael Bay movies? They're like angels. They're Transformer
Bro.
angels.
And then he
Optimus
merges.
Young Optimus Primerton.
The first Michael Bay movie is just so good, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I love it so
There's nothing
goddamn
like it.
much. It just makes it's so good. It's fucking Linkin Park, bro. Like, give me a break.
Yo,
I love the fucking like edits of what I've done to like other movie endings.
Oh
It
yeah.
always
It's
hits.
hilarious. I saw one for Jujutsu Kaisen. It was mad funny. It's like,
Oh, I gotta look
if
that up.
Jujutsu Kaisen came out in 2007,
that rules.
and the music just starts
They
ripping.
did that for Dune 2 already. Like the moment that shit hit the Pirate Bay type shits out there. When people had the digital version,
Of course.
they were ripping it.
ASAP as possible.
Yo,
Huh.
yo, I actually wanted to tell you guys something that I watched, and it was fucking funny. And I don't know how you guys feel about Conan O'Brien, but I watched this thing with Conan O'Brien, and I watched the Hot Ones, Conan O'Brien,
Sure.
which had like a ton of viral clips like last week or so, and I was like, okay, this looks ridiculous. It's basically all these like clips of him are just like with sauce all over
Yeah,
his face.
it's
He's
too
just
gross
like
for
acting
me.
a
I
rat.
can't watch it.
Bro, I watched the whole thing. I thought it was gross too. I watched the whole thing. The interview was so goddamn funny, and he is like absolutely like a genius. When I watched it, I was like, "Oh, you're like legit a genius. Like you are
Oh, he is.
probably
You went to
one
Harvard.
of like 5 people in the industry that are like this, and you might be like number 2 or number 1." Like I was like, "This is wild." And watching him work was crazy. And then I went down a rabbit hole and just watched like a bunch of clips from his podcast that he has. I don't know what it is, Coco, and it's fucking great. He had I watched a couple of really good interviews with him and Adam Sandler, and then he did this whole thing. He was talking about he was just talking about all of the writers at SNL, and it was very interesting. I thought you guys would have both have loved it. I got to send it to you. And he was really getting into it. But the Hot Ones shit was by far the craziest interview on Hot Ones I've ever seen. And 2 might be one of the craziest things I've ever seen a human do, bro. He got to the end of all of the sauces and was drinking the hottest hot sauce, which is pure capsaicin, 2.2 million on the fucking on the Scoville scale. Drinking it, bro. He was taking it, putting it all over his hands, and just drinking and chugging it down, and then taking all the chicken wings and putting them in his pockets, bro. He was being mad funny. He had a doctor with him. It was a good ass interview. It was mad funny. Stupid bits, it was good. It was disgusting though. Yeah, it was disgusting. I highly recommend watching it. Yeah,
he's insane, bro.
Yeah,
dude, he went from SNL to The Simpsons to late night.
Bro, and his SNL
from
run
Harvard to SNL to Simpsons, or from Harvard to Simpsons to late night.
A writer for Simpsons.
Yeah, in the prime, he wrote some of the best Simpsons episodes.
Wow. Okay.
He wrote
the monorail episode. If you please. Yeah, he wrote for Saturday Night Live for 10 years. That's what I said. Saturday Night Live. Oh, I'm sorry, not 10 years. 1988 to 1991. And then The Simpsons 91 to 94. But yeah, I mean, he was what the flag? Red all day. Late night with Conan O'Brien. Oh wait, I'm looking at.
He's got a new show too.
What the fuck? Oh no, yeah, I'm looking.
He's got a new HBO Max show. I haven't watched it literally.
The writer or in it?
He's in it. It's basically Parts Unknown, an Anthony Bourdain thing where he's going all around the world and doing skits, and it looks funny.
That's cool.
He said in the interview, he's the point of the show is for me to take you to a country that you know nothing about, and when at the end of it you know less about it. That's what he said. I was all right, I like that. I like that premise.
Yeah, good hook.
Good hook.
Dude, you know what show I just watched the first season of, and I've seen 2 episodes of the second season, is White Scrotus. Have you guys heard of this?
Oh yeah,
Young Loderton. I have not watched. My girlfriend.
White Scrotus is pretty lituation. I'm not gonna front.
Right.
Lituation.
Lituational hazards.
Okay. Yeah. I like it. So I think it's pretty good. Yeah.
I think the
first
season
HBO did that, right?
Second season. Yeah.
That's what I've also heard, but I kind of like I'm liking Aubrey Plaza's character in that group in this one, just because of how well they these are all all the dialogue is stuff I hear in real life, but it's somewhat satirized, but they kind of play both sides, they they sort of
it's written very well. It's written very well.
Yeah, they distill the whole both ends of the spectrum of various issues and into characters, and there's the one group that there's the couple that doesn't watch the news at all, and they're what the Aubrey Plaza and her boyfriend are yeah, I mean the world's ending, who would want to bring a child into this world? And then their friends are what are you talking about? But they don't pay attention to anything. I see myself in both sides of those
good characterization.
Dynamics. Yeah,
it's good.
You got to sprinkle those themes in there.
Mm-hmm. And the soundtrack is intense.
Yeah, the soundtrack's crazy. The theme is crazy.
Yeah,
they make you feel. That show makes you feel. Gives you a lot of anxiety though when you watch it.
Yeah, they keep the tension.
It really gets your emotions moving, and you're like, "Holy fuck! What the hell? This is I don't know how I feel." It really knows how to psychologically get you involved.
Yeah.
I gotta watch this shit now.
And it's funny. It's actually very funny, and I really did appreciate it. I really liked it. Me and Bella liked it. My parents liked it. Tony likes it. So
Tony likes it. The one thing I saw this week was Civil War, which that movie Honestly,
Ooh,
honestly, I'm just gonna be real. I fucked with that movie. Like that movie was fucking crazy, bro. If I'm dumb for liking that movie, I'm dumb. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like that movie was that movie had some shit going on. It didn't give, dude. I like when motherfuckers take risks and just like do some shit. I like it when people just do some shit. Try it. We got to make bad shit to make good shit. It's like he was trying stuff and it works in varying degrees and probably depends on how you feel about it. But for me, I was just like, you know what? It's like stylistic. It's not as pretentious as maybe someone else doing it might go about it. Like it just kind of like it's simple. It's just very simple. It's worried about being a movie first, you know, and it's just I don't know. It's just that's a stupid statement probably, but I don't know.
No, like it's not like being like super ham-fisted with like any sort of message it's trying to send or like any sort of political alignment.
It's really here's what it is, right? Is like,
are we gonna be like, oh, it's a lib movie?
Here's what it is like it explores what it can do with a character, which is basically a war photographer, and they're all war photographers. This little band of people, and like of 5 people. And it's centered around Kirsten Dunst, who's the central, like, veteran war photographer, right? And she's very cold about it. She's very cold about, like, it's dangerous. We don't have time for you to, like, freak out, like, blah, 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 right? And it just kind of shows this, it's almost just kind of like this, it almost feels like this Apocalypse Now thing where you're getting closer and closer to the target. It's kind of one of those stories. They're trying to get to Washington, D.C. So it's almost like a road trip movie, a little bit. And there's all these vignettes, these moments throughout of them experiencing different things on the way there. And then it culminates in this last 30 minutes that are just electric. And I don't know, it's just shot really well, written decently, you know, edited really well. I just really thought there was some very highly cinematic and artfully done moments like throughout the whole thing. There's a lot of use of like just silence and sound and
how's the acting?
The acting is spectacular. Like that is really also another thing that just kind of makes it undeniably an effective movie is the actors just carry. Like it's crazy. So
that gets me excited to watch it.
Yeah, and there's just like a lot of like it's a movie made by a dude who knows how to make really fucking good movies. Ex Machina is like a classic movie in my opinion.
Yeah.
Annihilation to me is a phenomenal movie because not a lot of directors just capture that vibe. You know, he's a lot like Ari Aster and all these other new white guy directors like Robert Eggers and
I see that.
Who else? All these guys. You know, they're able to like really curate this tension and atmosphere. I mean, and not just them. I'm not just saying these white. There's you know, there's others, but like this new generation of directors all have this understanding of like this tension that I think comes from being Jordan educated Peele in film history and like Tarkovsky and shit like this. And I don't know, it's just fire. Like it's a fire movie, and there's a lot of great scenes. The scene with Jesse Plemons, I'm not going to spoil anything. One of the most insane fucking scenes ever. I got to see Monkey Man this weekend, but that's what I saw this weekend.
I got to see that too.
Civil War is what I saw. I haven't seen Monkey Man.
Is Plemmy Jessens in Monkey Man?
No, I don't think so. If he is, that'd be awesome.
No.
He's like... Okay. Kind of Monkey Man
Man looks crazy though. That shit looks fucking nuts.
I haven't seen
He's been
and I
in
don't
some
know
weird
much about
ass
it,
movies.
So I'm just gonna try and see it.
Who is in it?
It's
Dev Patel. Is that his name?
Yes, thank you. He's in did you guys see The Green Knight? That movie was wild.
Heard that's good too.
So weird. wild movie, beautifully shot, absolutely beautifully shot, like unbelievably shot. The effects were so weird. It is a like slow burn, long movie, and it just kind of leaves you with like, it's not one where you're like really like walking away with like, well, what is that? What did that mean? It's just kind of like on the nose and like brings like this realism to a very like whimsical, fantastical, even magical world. And it's like brings like this like very, very like realistic, like almost drab. It's good. Like I watched it and I was like, oh, that was very not what I thought it was going to be. Like that was a very strange story. Very strange story. You're gonna watch it. You're gonna like it. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch it. It's on my list.
Men's Warehouse status. Let's go.
Should I fucking? What did that mean? What the fuck did that mean? What did that mean?
What does it mean?
I don't get that. What does it mean?
You said you're gonna like it. I guarantee.
Oh, you're gonna love the way you look. You're gonna love the way you look. You're gonna like it, I guarantee. You're gonna like it, I guarantee.
We had this local company growing up called Gettikers, and it was Gettikers Superstore, the highest in quality and the lowest price. And we used to sing the reverse in school. The lowest in quality and the highest price. And literally I would get it wrong every time I try to sing because
literally I was never gonna right.
It was a little too inclined to pouty version.
Literally it was so crazy. Oh,
Tony, I know you have to go to a thing though, and we've hit an hour, my friend.
Yeah, we have actually.
If you want to, if we should wrap this up, but I never introduced the show. But this is Woken Boke. This is Boke.
Introduce it real quick.
Okay, let's do it.
I'll cut it forward.
Bro, the intro for the last one was so funny, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah.
With the fucking dubbed voice in, I was cracking up. You're like, and Buck. And I was like, dude, that shit just got me gassed up. I was crying laughing.
I'm glad.
Oh, that was fun, dude. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Woken Boke, episode 204 to be exact. Boom! Episode 204 to be exact. And I am joined, as always, with my friends Tony, motherfucking hair up, and the one, the only, the worm god, worm king himself, young Buck Nation. Get on your feet. Buck is in the building.
Yes, sir. Damn, I like that fucking intro. Woo! Ow!
Say I'm Connor.
I'm Connor Boyd, one of the three hosts of Woken Boke currently. And as I said...
Also, say, wait, Tony, shut the fuck up.
Tony, shut the fuck up real quick.
My bad.
All right, then you can cut to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot to introduce the podcast. He's just going to leave this all in order.
I'm torn if I'm going to do that or if I'm going to make it just like super chopped up. Yo, that shit's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, this is the most ate-up podcast ever.
I'm Connor Boyd. I'm Connor Boyd. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, Tony. Anyhow, listen, man. We love y'all. Buck, thank you so much for coming on, buddy.
Of course.
It's been fun.
Yes.
We'll have you on next week. Buck's third micing it for now, y'all. Max is welcome to come back on. He just got back from a tour with the Fall of Troy. So that's some
insane.
That's so fire.
That's big balls shit. So
yeah, that's sick.
He's busy. He's busy kicking ass, honestly. So it's kind of
hard to blame him.
Hard to blame
him. I would
him.
love to do one with all four of us. It would be so
absolutely
fun. I would love to meet him.
Oh yeah,
he's always got a spot.
Mm.
He knows this.
Oh yeah.
But
y'all,
fucking small lad.
Much love. Welcome, Boke, forever, motherfuckers. Peace the fuck out.